Hi, this is Linda from Capricorn Quilting, and today I'm going to show you how to make this simple little edge-to-edge design which will be suitable for quite a lot of things really, like quilts, etc. So it started off with a message from Beatrice, who sent me this picture and asked for help creating it and making it into an edge-to-edge design, and this is the block that was made as a result of that. So I'm going to take you through the process. So the first thing I've done is created my area, and all I've done for that one is use the artwork and a box, and I've made it approximately 12 by 8 tall. The next thing I want to do is go to artwork again, and I'm going to bring in a heart. I'm going to hold down Control to maintain the aspect ratios, and I'm just going to drag it out. I'm going to select, over to transform, and I'm going to click maintain aspect ratio, and I'm going to change that to around 3. You can of course make this bigger or smaller, it's entirely up to you. Once I've got that drawn, I'm actually going to flip it in line with the drawing. So I'm going to go to modify, and I'm going to flip, and I'm going to use Control and D for duplicate, and Control and V for paste, and now I can move that one around, and I'm going to rotate that one 45 degrees. I'm going to, while it's selected, Control and duplicate, and Control and V, and move that one up there, and I'm just going to Control and V again, pop that one over there, and I can rotate that 45 degrees. Just maneuver that around a little bit. Okay, so now what we have to do is connect all of these together, but these are closed shapes, so we will also have to split the shape in one point or another, or maybe two, depending on how you're wanting to do it, and I'll show you how we do that. What we also have to consider is the entry and exit points. Now if I just take you back to that one, as you can see, we have an entry and an exit point, and they're both on the same lines there. We can do that right near to the end, and in between time we have to get all these split and attached. So the first thing I'm going to do is just pick an area or a point on this side, and I'm going to create an arc coming into the heart. So back to Tools, Curve, and I'll just click 1, 2, 3. Okay, and right click. I'm going to zoom in. You're going to be doing a lot of zooming in and zooming out on this one. Sorry, that one. Zoom in on that area there. And what I'm wanting to do now is to split that point on that one. So I will select it. I'll select the nodes. And I'm going to right click. You can see that it's got the start and stop point just there. I'm going to right click on that, and I'm going to split line. Now what that actually does is it puts another junction box in there, for want of a better word. So I'm going to right click on that one, and I'm going to split that line as well. That now should be completely separate, and you can maneuver those around. So what I'm going to do is take that across to there, get it pretty close. I'm going to select it, go back to select, I'm going to hold down Control, and I'm going to select that line as well. I'm going to right click, I'm going to Utility, and I'm going to Connect, and you can see now that that gap has joined up. And what I will do as I'm going along through in this process is I will start to make these a little bit smoother. I'll not do them all during this video because I like to faff about with them quite a bit and get them right, so but we'll go through. I'm also going to take away that node, so I'm going to right click on that one, and I'm going to delete that point because it starts to give a little bit of a bend just there, and we'll put that there. Okay, so if I zoom out, and you can do that by either the zoom tool or down here with your plus and minus, or you can use the wheel on your mouse and just roll it backwards and forwards. Okay, So the next thing I want to do now is connect this one to this one. So I now need a curved line that goes around from there to there. So again, curve, and I'll start close by and come around and finish about there. Okay, let's select that line. I'm going to select the nodes on there, and I'm going to just pull that out slightly to give it a bit of a better curve. Now we need to do the same thing with this heart as we did with this one. We're splitting the line, but first of all what I want to do is connect those two. So again, select, in the select tool, control, and select that one which selects them both. Now you can, at this point, as I've said before in previous videos, you can either press Control and T together, which joins it up, or you can use the right click as we did in the first part of it when we connected those two. Okay, so now they're connected, and I need to connect this one. So I'm going to select the heart like I did before, going to the Edit tool up here with the nodes, so it's shape, and where you can edit, as it says, you can edit the outlines, angles, entry and exit points. I'm going to right click on there, I'm going to split the line, I'm going to zoom in on that area, select my tool again, move that out slightly, split the line on that one, and now that one is separate. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that little one just there, delete that point. Okay, so I'm wanting this line, if I zoom out and show you, I want this line to come in and go around that way. But as you can see at the moment, if I click on there, the start and entry points are in the wrong place. So I'm going to come up to this one up here, and I'm going to swap start and entry points, start and exit points, sorry. And now when I click on there, they've swapped over. So I'm going to bring this point over to here. Now that puts a bit of a peculiar angle on there, but we can sort that out later on. And I'm going to connect the two. So again, I'm going to zoom in. And like I said, there's a lot of faffing about when you're doing this sort of thing. I'm going to take that point further towards there. I'm going to hold Control and select the shape, Control and select the line, Control and T, and the two join together. Now as you can see, that's not a very subtle line and a subtle curve. So if I go to the edit points, edit nodes, I'm going to push these around a bit until I get a nicer entry and exit on it. If I select two nodes together, so Control and select the two nodes, I can then right click and I can make them smooth, which automatically changes that angle for you. Now it's still not quite right, so I'm going to just adjust that node there, and that looks a lot better. Again, like I say, you can play around with this and make sure that your lines are curved as you would like them. You could put whirls in there if you want to, etc. Now I'm going to connect this one to this one. So again, we'll select the heart, we can split the line, we can maneuver that around a little bit. I'll zoom in for you, then you can see. There we go. There we go. You sometimes have to play with these to find the actual split part. So click on that one, split the line, and there you've got your two. Now what it's done this time, and I'm glad it has because I can show you what happens. Sometimes it will split a small part away from it, but actually what you've got on here is two pieces that you really want, and you've got your start and end points on there. So if I click on there, you've got separate start and end points. So all I will do is I will select that little piece that it plonked in there, and I will delete it, and now you have the heart with the two separate start and end points. So we now need the curve that's going to connect the two. So again, back to curve, start just here, and you could probably get a nice curve just by using the 3 click points on this one. Again, we want to join that one and that one together, so I'm going to zoom into that area. I'm going to bring that point there in slightly because it's a little bit wonky, so I'm going to bring that one across. I'm going to take that one towards it. I'm going to select that one, select the heart, zoom out for you. So select the heart, select the line together, Control and T to join the two. We'll zoom into that area and we'll just straighten that out slightly. Now again, I'm going to use the node that comes with it and just bring that bend in slightly. There's a video already online regarding how to use the nodes and points on here. Okay, so the next one is to join this one to this one. We've already split the heart, so I'm going to zoom into that area. I'm going to select that one and just drag it out slightly so that it's past. I'm going to select that one and drag it towards it. And now I'll zoom out so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to select that one in the select tool rather than the editing, and I'm going to select the heart, Control and T together, and the two have joined again. Okay, now we're needing to come up to this side, so curve, just move it there, that's it, curve, so click to create a pleasing curve, and the same again. So down into this corner, select the node, put it up towards it. You don't have to be bang on because it will join the two. Make sure you're in select, select this one as well, Control and T, and the two join. And if you want to get rid of that kink a bit more, just pull that out a little bit, and that's straighten that out a little bit more for you. Okay, so now we're up to this side again with the heart, and if I just zoom out and go back to the design, you can see that we need it to come out of this bottom curve so that it will connect up to here. So this one needs to go into the top so that it comes out and out over that top curve there. So select the heart, zoom into that area, right click, make sure you select it, right click on the node, split the line, move it out slightly, split it just there, and then you've got the two separate parts again. I'm going to get rid of that one because I don't need it, and I'm going to move that one back into the heart shape just there, and I'm going to bring this one over and towards it, and we can maneuver these others around behind it and make the line a little bit more pleasing. So now I'm going to select, and if you can't tell which one you've actually selected, come back out, because it does sometimes, if you obviously this is all one now, so when you zoom out, if I just click on that one, you can see it takes in the whole of it. So easier to click the heart, Control, click the other, now that you know that you've got them both, and Control and T, and they're selected, connected. So the next thing that we've got to do now is to create that curve that comes from here and comes up towards here. so that we know that they're going to be meeting, and we're going to have a pleasing curve come from here onto the other one. So if I go onto there to show you, so this is what we're going to be creating next, is this join here. So it's the one that comes out from there, and the one that comes out from there has got to join and make a nice pleasing curve. So we need a curve, so we'll start off with a curve, and we're going up towards that corner there. Now at the moment, if I right click on the tape measure, you can see that I don't have snap to grid and snap to guidelines on. That's because I don't want these to be leaping about all over the place and going into and locking onto different areas down here. So if I zoomed into here, for instance, put those on, put the nodes on, selected that one, you can see that that's actually in between two, and if it's snapped to that area just there, and if this snapped to here, you'd have more of an angular design. Pulling that out, look. So you'd have more of an angular design on it rather than a nice curve. So while we're in on this bit, I'm going to move up to this corner here. I'm going to select and select the line, and I'm going to join the two. Now this is where you can, oops, wrong one, undo that too. So if I zoom in, I can pick the right one. Okay, that one. This is where you need to start playing with it, and you need to start saving your work at the moment so that you can then go into modifications with it. You can see I'm just playing with nose, trying to get that nice arc, that pleasing bit coming off from there. I'm going to take that one across there a bit more actually, and I'm going to get rid of that one. Okay, that makes a better line. So now I would save the work so that I've got a baseline to work from, and if I do start to mess all this up, I can always go back to it and start it again from this particular point. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get rid of this red box. I don't need that anymore now. That's the bounds that I was working within to get my sizings right, and I don't need that anymore. So I'm just going to select it and delete. Now, as you can see, they're coming up towards that point. So now I am going to put on my snap to grid and snap to guidelines. Right click on the ruler and you can do that. I'm going to select that and just take it into that corner there, and select that one and take it into that corner there. Now you saw them jump into place. So now I know that that point and that point are exactly the same, and when you're stitching it out, it's not going to give a little jump stitch anywhere, and all of your patterns are going to be in a row and not in a wiggle, basically. So select your design, and what I want you to do now is to Control and D for duplicate and V for placing it on the side, and I want you just to drag it across like that. Now you can see that we've got a kink as we would be doing that one. So to make sure that we can join all these up properly, you're going to highlight the two, you're going to go to modify, you're going to click on the align tool. Now if you click on the drop down box, you can get top. So now they're both aligned on the top. Okay. So what we have to do now is make sure that we get rid of this kink. So this is where you need to start playing and maneuvering all of these around. So I'm going to actually no, what I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to take the snap to grids off first of all, because I need to be able to maneuver them around a lot more. And this top curve here I'm going to bring down, and I'm going to alter slightly. Or I may decide that actually I need those two to be up another one, and I think that's what I'm going to do actually, looking at this. So if I just undo that I'm going to go back to Snap to Grid and Snap to Guidelines, and on this one, which is my master one, I'm going to just pop it up a little bit, and I'm going to do the same on this one, the 2. Okay. I'm now going to select this one, delete it, duplicate the other one, put it to the side, and do the same with both again. Select both and align to the top. And this is where all the messing about has to take place, because it's this bit now that you have to get right. Now, as you can see, they're both snapped together just there. If I go into this area here, they will both be together just there. So it's this curve and that curve that you're now playing with. Alright, so I'm going to take off the Snap to Grid again, and I'm going to maneuver that around. I'm going to get rid of that big bend just there. I'm going to hold down Control, I'm going to select that one, and I'm going to right click on that one, and I'm going to make them both smooth. I'm going to do the same on that one. So select that one, hold down Control, select that one, right click and smooth. Okay, it's looking a little bit better, but I think that just wants to be up a little bit more, and so does that one. And that's looking better already. Okay, so now we've got this entry point sorted out just here, and we need to make sure that this is going to be the same on this one. So I'm going to select the one that I've been working on. I'm going to Control D and V, and I'm going to drag that one across to this side. That one that first one I am now going to move completely out of the way. This one I will bring in again. I will select the 2. I will align them to the top. And now, as you can see, that one's got the nice curve in it, and I just need to sort this out on this side, very much like I did on that one there. So I'm going to click on there, bring that up there. I know that what I did on this one was I selected that one and I selected that one, and I made them both smooth. And you can see now that that has made it a nice shape on that side. We've already done that on this side because this is the one that we've changed first of all. So if I now select that one and I go to repeat, that's the design that you will get. So now what I would do personally, oops, cancel that one, is I would copy that, I would start a new page, paste it into there, keep this one as a separate one completely, and now I can start working on these little bits just here if I want to, swapping them, changing them around, putting different angles on them if I want to, and using all the nodes, and the for that one for instance is annoying me just there. Make them a little bit smoother. Of course, to make them smooth all at once, like I say, you can hold Control, select them all, right click on one of them, select smooth, and you can see it all jump together. Again, I'll do it on this one, so select, Control, select them all, right click and smooth, and it gets rid of any kinks that might be in there. Hope that was okay for you. Like I say, creating things like this is a lot of faffing about, but it's worth it in the end. Okay, see you next time. Bye.